Alright, so as I'm recording this video, we are officially 2 months away from the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Now I know most of you watching this video are excited about that. I am too. However, there are 5 things I would want to see in the Direct. So in this video, we're going to go over all 5 of them. These are the 5 things I would want to see in the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Alright, so the first thing I want to see, I don't think we'll see it in the Direct, but if we do, it's something that Nintendo should have left in the Wii U and 3DS era, and I want them to ditch friend codes. Now, obviously the Nintendo Switch has friend codes. You need someone's friend code in order to add them on the Nintendo Switch, and I feel like that's kind of ridiculous considering we're in 2025, and almost in damn near in a 10th generation of gaming at this point. Something that PlayStation does better than Nintendo is the ability to search people's usernames on PS4 or PS5, and you can add them. And there are some games on there that you can play without a PlayStation Plus membership, like Fortnite and Marvel Rivals. Meanwhile, pretty much every game on Nintendo Switch that supports online gameplay, you need a Nintendo Switch Online membership in order to play with people, and that's kind of ridiculous. And the expansion pack is way too overpriced, because some of these games are, well, not some of these games, but the lineup for some of these games are pretty damn bad. So I feel like Nintendo should ditch that altogether and take a page out of PlayStation's book and just be able to search people's usernames on the Nintendo Switch 2 and add them. Alright, number 2 on my list is the ability for Nintendo to bring back Street Pass and Miiverse. I'm not sure about Miiverse because that was pretty bad and Nintendo shut it down in 2017. But I'm pretty sure everybody and their grandma wants Street Pass to come back for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, for context, if you don't know what Street Pass was or is, or maybe you forgot, it was basically this thing on the Nintendo 3DS where if you were to bring it out with you in the city or the street and you came across someone who also had a 3DS or 2DS, depends on what your preference is, you would get a notification inside of your 3DS and you could add them and play games with them. Now imagine what this could do for the Switch 2 as an incentive for people just bringing their Switches out with them. Now obviously the whole objective of a Nintendo Switch and the whole point of it as a concept when it first came out was the ability to play on the go, something that the Wii U wasn't capable of but the 3DS was. So imagine what this could do for the Switch 2. People could take their Switches out with them and you could get a notification in any game that you have. Maybe the new Mario Kart game. Maybe you can add someone who played Mario Kart and you can also play tracks with them. Or they can do some Mario Maker shit where you can make your own Mario Kart courses and you can share them with other people. So, yeah, maybe that's what Street Pass could do on the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, so this is a smaller one, so I'm not going to say much about it, but another thing that I feel like PlayStation does better than Nintendo is the fact that we can voice chat with people and have parties on PS4 and PS5, but not the Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously, the Nintendo Switch is a smaller piece of hardware, physically and literally, compared to the PS5 and PS4, even though the Nintendo Switch is powerful than the PS4. I think, don't quote me on that, but the closest thing that we have to this on the Nintendo Switch is the ability for you to download the Nintendo Switch voice chat app on your phone. Now, I guess the reason why Nintendo pulled this shit is because they didn't want another Xbox Live situation where people would cuss each other out and make death threats through whatever game they're playing, like the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, because I've seen a lot of videos where that has happened. But if there was a safe way for Nintendo to do this, they could maybe improve on some of the things that PlayStation does and maybe rival them when it comes to if the PS5 is better than the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, so the last one has something to do with how our Nintendo Switch 2 games are going to look when we buy them physically, and that is game manuals. Now, something that I think Nintendo did ever since the GameCube era was to have manuals inside of their games. They did this with the GameCube, the Wii, the DS, 3DS, and Wii U, and apparently they stopped at the Nintendo Switch. I feel like game manuals is what made that era of Nintendo so much better than how it is now, because at least we could see what we're getting into if we haven't seen a video on what the game is going to look like by maybe IGN. They made a review about it, like Smash 4 or Mario Kart 8, for example. But if they can do this on the Nintendo Switch 2, that would be so great and paying homage to this era of Nintendo. which apparently stopped around the Wii U era, because whenever we get a Nintendo Switch game, there's no manuals, and I don't know why. Some rare occasions, like where you buy Mario Party Jamboree, it'll have a free Nintendo Switch Online manual inside of it, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like if Nintendo brought manuals back, that would be great. Alright, so I originally was going to do 5 things for this video, but I decided to add one more thing, and that is launch games. Now, I'm going to make this as quick as possible, because this shit is long enough as is, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. So, the first thing that I want to see is Mario Kart. Now, if you've seen the trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2, then you would know that Mario Kart was shown off to be used on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, for all we know, it could be a dual release on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. We weren't given a release date by Nintendo. We just know that it's coming out in 2025. It could come out on the Switch 2, it could come out on the Switch, or both. Or it could come out in the coming months after the Switch 2's launch. We don't know. Again. Number 2, a 3D Mario game. This should be a priority for Nintendo, considering that this year is Mario's 40th anniversary. So I kind of think that a brand new 3D Mario game, maybe Odyssey 2, Galaxy 3, Sunshine 2, we don't know, would be a perfect fit as a launch game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Number 3, being a tech demo game. We don't know what the name of it might be, but I'm just saying a tech demo game would be so cool to see what the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of and what it fixes, changes, and implements into the Nintendo Switch 2. In conclusion, there's a lot of things that I hold the Nintendo Switch 2 to a higher caliber than other consoles, and I do want to see a lot of things fixed, changed, and implemented like I just said. But it's not about me, it's about you guys. So I leave this video asking you, the viewer, what do you guys want to see changed, implemented, or added to the Nintendo Switch 2? Let me know in the comments and I'll reply to your comment. This is Dallas M, signing off.